In today's video, we delve into the contentious decision to end the ban on offshore drilling, a move spearheaded by Trump that has stirred significant debate across the nation. While proponents argue that this policy reversal could boost economic growth and create jobs, critics warn of the severe environmental risks posed to our marine ecosystems and coastal communities. Join us as we explore the multifaceted implications of this decision, from public opposition and legal challenges to its potential impact on renewable energy efforts and global perceptions of America's energy policy. 1. Policy reversal. A controversial move. In early February 2025, President Trump made a significant policy reversal by signing executive orders that lifted the ban on new offshore oil and gas drilling. This decision affects most U.S. federal waters, including the east and west coasts, various parts of the Gulf of Mexico, and areas in northern Alaska. Such a move marks a dramatic change in the nation's approach to energy exploration and development. Proponents of the decision argue that it opens up opportunities for increased energy production, which has been a contentious topic for years. The policy shift is seen as a return to traditional energy priorities, but it has ignited a fierce debate across political and environmental arenas. The question now is, what does this mean for America's waters and its environmental future? 2. Economic impact. Promises of growth. The removal of the offshore drilling ban is expected to unlock vast areas for exploration and drilling, potentially leading to a surge in oil and gas production. Advocates argue that this could significantly boost U.S. energy independence, making the country less reliant on foreign oil imports. Additionally, it is believed that the move could create thousands of jobs, particularly in the energy sector, which has been struggling in recent years. The economic benefits, however, are not without controversy, as critics question whether the long-term environmental costs outweigh the short-term economic gains. The debate over economic versus environmental priorities continues to be a focal point in discussions about the policy's impact. 3. Environmental concerns. A threat to marine ecosystems. Environmental groups have expressed grave concerns about the risks posed by lifting the offshore drilling ban. They warn that increased drilling activities could lead to oil spills, habitat destruction, and significant threats to marine life. The potential for accidents or spills raises alarms about the health of the ocean and its biodiversity. The delicate balance of marine ecosystems could be disrupted, leading to consequences that extend beyond the immediate areas of drilling. Environmentalists argue that the decision prioritizes short-term economic interests over the long-term health of the planet. Their calls for sustainable energy practices emphasize the importance of preserving natural habitats for future generations. 4. Public opposition. Voices from the coast. Many coastal communities and local governments have voiced strong opposition to expanded offshore drilling. Concerns about environmental degradation and potential economic losses in tourism and fishing industries are at the forefront of their objections. Coastal economies often rely on clean beaches and thriving marine life to attract visitors, and the threat of oil spills could deter tourists and harm local businesses. The fear of losing valuable natural resources has led to widespread protests and campaigns against the drilling expansion. Local leaders emphasize the need to protect their communities and livelihoods from the risks associated with offshore oil and gas exploration. 5. Renewable energy setbacks. A shift in focus. The policy shift is seen as a setback for renewable energy initiatives, as it may divert attention and resources away from clean energy projects. The focus on fossil fuel development could hinder progress in developing sustainable energy solutions, such as wind and solar power. Critics argue that the move undermines efforts to transition to a greener economy and combat climate change. The decision to prioritize traditional energy sources over renewables raises questions about the nation's commitment to reducing carbon emissions and promoting environmental sustainability. Renewable energy advocates continue to push for policies that support clean energy investments and innovation. 6. Regulatory changes. Deregulation in motion. The Interior Department has initiated measures to deregulate the energy sector, including lifting restrictions on offshore oil and gas development. This includes efforts to expedite project permits and streamline the approval process for drilling activities. The deregulation aims to encourage investment in energy production and reduce bureaucratic hurdles for companies. However, the loosening of regulations has sparked concerns about the potential for reduced oversight and increased environmental risks. Balancing economic growth with environmental protection remains a contentious issue as the government seeks to promote energy development. 7. Legal challenges. A battle in the courts. The reversal of the offshore drilling ban is expected to face legal challenges from environmental organizations and state governments. These groups are likely to argue that the policy change violates environmental protection laws and threatens the health of marine ecosystems. Prolonged litigation could delay the implementation of new drilling projects and create uncertainty for the energy sector. Legal battles over environmental policies are not new, but this one could set important precedents for future energy and environmental regulations. The outcome of these challenges will be closely watched by both supporters and opponents of the policy. 8. Historical context. A shift in energy policy. The decision to end the offshore drilling ban marks a significant shift from the previous administration, which had implemented measures to limit fossil fuel development. The prior focus on promoting renewable energy and reducing carbon emissions contrasts sharply with the current administration's emphasis on traditional energy sources. This policy reversal reflects broader debates about the nation's energy priorities and its role in addressing climate change. The historical context of energy policy shifts highlights the ongoing struggle to balance economic growth with environmental sustainability. As the nation grapples with these challenges, the implications of the drilling ban reversal continue to unfold. 9. Global implications. A signal to the world. The policy change may have far-reaching implications for international climate agreements and the U.S.'s role in global efforts to combat climate change. By signaling a move away from commitments to reduce fossil fuel dependence, the decision could affect the country's standing in global environmental discussions. Other nations may view the policy shift as a setback in collective efforts to address climate change and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The U.S.'s approach to energy and environmental policies will likely influence international perceptions and cooperation on climate issues. Global leaders continue to assess the impact of the policy change on international climate goals. 10. Public health risks. Concerns for coastal communities. Expanded offshore drilling raises concerns about potential public health risks, including air and water pollution. Coastal communities may face increased exposure to pollutants, which could have adverse effects on residents' health and well-being. The potential for oil spills and other environmental hazards poses a threat to both human and marine life. Public health advocates emphasize the need for stringent safety measures and monitoring to protect communities from the risks associated with offshore drilling. The balance between energy development and public health remains a critical consideration as the nation navigates its energy future.